If you're over 60, I need your full attention because what I'm about to share with you may shock you. You've spent your life trying to make better choices. You've cut back on fried foods, avoided sugar, and maybe even added more vegetables to your plate. But what if I told you some of those very vegetables, the ones you thought were helping, could actually be destroying your heart one bite at a time? As a heart doctor, I've seen this heartbreaking pattern over and over again. Seniors come into my office confused. They're doing all the right things, yet their blood pressure is rising, their energy is dropping, and their heart is under silent attack. They don't feel sick, but danger is already brewing beneath the surface. In this video, I'm going to expose 5 common vegetables that may be harming your heart, and most importantly, I'll show you what to eat instead. Because you're not too late, but you must know what to avoid, starting today. Stay with me, because the first vegetable on this list may be in your fridge right now, and you'd never suspect it. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Celery, the low-calorie snack that's spiking your blood pressure. Celery has long been celebrated as a diet food in American kitchens. It's crisp, light, and carries the illusion of being heart-healthy, especially when paired with peanut butter or hummus. But what if I told you this seemingly innocent vegetable might be slowly destroying your heart? As a heart doctor, I'm deeply concerned by what I've seen. Older patients, many over 60, doing all the right things, yet their blood pressure keeps creeping up. Their ankles swell. They feel unusually tired. They assume it's age. But it's not just age. It's often the foods they trust the most. Celery, particularly pre-cut and packaged for convenience, is commonly treated with sodium-based preservatives to keep it fresh and crunchy. And even naturally, celery contains sodium in levels that many don't expect, up to 88 milligrams per stalk. For a younger person, that may not matter. But for seniors, especially those with weakened kidneys and stiffened arteries, even small amounts of sodium can be dangerous. Excess salt causes your body to retain water, which increases your blood volume. The result? Silent, ongoing pressure on your heart, forcing it to work harder with every beat. This constant pressure stiffens your arteries, raises your risk for heart failure, and accelerates the very process of aging in your cardiovascular system. You may not taste the salt. You may not even notice the damage. But over time, your heart begins to lose its rhythm, its strength, and its resilience. And when it finally shows symptoms, fatigue, breathlessness, swelling, it's already struggling. This isn't just about celery. It's about trust. The foods you trust the most can sometimes betray you, not loudly, but quietly, slowly, day after day. And as you grow older, your body becomes less forgiving. What once kept you healthy may now be part of the problem. The real danger lies in that slow destruction, the kind you don't feel until it's too late. So if you're reaching for celery thinking it's harmless, pause. Read the label. Consider how often you're eating it. Speak to your doctor about your sodium intake, because your heart doesn't just need fewer calories, it needs protection. But celery isn't the only vegetable hiding in plain sight. There's another one you probably eat warm and soft, one that feels comforting, but it's absorbing more than just flavor. In fact, it might be soaking up the very oils and salts that are dragging your heart down. Let's talk about that next. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Eggplant, the spongy vegetable that absorbs more than just flavor. For many seniors, eggplant feels like a wholesome, familiar comfort food. It's soft, easy to chew, and shows up in classic American dishes like casseroles, stews, and oven bakes. It looks harmless. And for years, you've probably thought of it that way. But what most older adults don't realize is that eggplant is quietly absorbing something far more dangerous than flavor. It's soaking up oils, salts, and fats that slowly destroy your heart. Eggplant has a spongy, porous texture. It behaves like a dry sponge in the kitchen, soaking up whatever it's cooked with. And the problem is, most people don't eat plain steamed eggplant. They eat it fried, sauteed in oil, covered in salty sauces, or baked under layers of cheese. Without even realizing it, every bite brings in a heavy dose of saturated fat and sodium, the two leading dietary contributors to heart disease. For someone over 60, these hidden additives can be devastating. As we age, our arteries lose elasticity and our metabolism slows. This means the fat and salt your body once tolerated now sticks around longer and does more damage. Salt raises your blood pressure, fat clogs your arteries. Eggplant becomes the vehicle delivering these heart harming substances deep into your bloodstream, one bite at a time. Even worse, eggplant contains small amounts of solanine, a naturally occurring compound that, in high quantities or in sensitive individuals, may trigger inflammation. Chronic low level inflammation is now known to be a key factor in atherosclerosis, the gradual hardening and narrowing of arteries. For a senior with pre existing heart conditions, this is like adding fuel to a fire already burning inside. And that's the most heartbreaking part. You're not trying to eat poorly. You're doing your best, choosing foods that seem healthy and traditional. But when these foods are cooked in the wrong way or consumed too frequently, they turn against your heart without warning. There's no pain, no early signs, just a slow, quiet deterioration until one day the damage reveals itself in a hospital room. Eggplant isn't evil, but it's deceptive. And in the hands of the wrong recipe, it's a sponge for everything your aging heart can't afford to process anymore. Now, if a soft, innocent vegetable like eggplant can betray your heart so quietly, what about a vegetable that looks bright, cheerful, and summery, but can send your blood sugar skyrocketing in ways you never expected? You might be eating it every week. Let's look at that next. 3. Corn, the comfort food that's quietly raising blood sugar and destroying your heart. For many Americans over 60, corn feels like home. It reminds us of backyard barbecues, Sunday potlucks, and warm family dinners. Whether it's on the cob, in casseroles, or ladled into a steaming bowl of chowder, corn is woven into the very fabric of American comfort food. But behind that sunny yellow color and sweet, satisfying taste lies a hidden danger, one that may be quietly destroying your heart, especially as you age. The truth is, corn isn't the heart-friendly vegetable we've been led to believe it is. In fact, corn behaves more like a refined carbohydrate than a nutrient-rich veggie. It's high in natural sugars and starch, which means it can quickly spike blood glucose levels, especially in seniors with insulin resistance, diabetes, or pre-diabetic conditions, which is far more common after age 60 than many realize. When blood sugar rises rapidly, your body releases insulin to manage it. Over time, this constant up and down cycle leads to chronic inflammation, damages the inner lining of your blood vessels, and increases your risk of atherosclerosis, a slow, silent buildup of plaque in your arteries that narrows the pathways your heart depends on. As a cardiologist, I've seen this too often. Patients who avoid candy and cake, but unknowingly harm their hearts with healthy servings of sweet corn day after day. And it doesn't stop there. Canned corn, Frozen corn blends and creamed corn often come packed with added sugars and sodium, two of the deadliest threats to aging hearts. The result? A triple assault on your cardiovascular system, higher blood pressure, insulin resistance, and arterial inflammation, all disguised behind a feel-good traditional food. For seniors, the danger lies not just in the spike, but in the silent nature of the damage. You won't feel a clogged artery. You won't feel the sugar hitting your bloodstream. What you may notice over time is fatigue, dizziness, shortness of breath. But by then, the damage may already be underway. Corn isn't the villain in every meal, but it's not the innocent comfort food we grew up believing in either. Not for aging hearts and not in large or regular quantities. If it's on your plate daily, it may be doing more harm than good. And if something as simple and sweet as corn can sabotage your heart from the inside out, imagine what might happen when you unknowingly mix the wrong vegetable with your heart medications. You might think it's healthy, it's raw, fresh, full of antioxidants, but it could be triggering drops in blood pressure or dangerous interactions. Let's talk about that next. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Raw onions, the healthy add-on that may be quietly weakening your heart. Raw onions are often praised as a health booster, full of antioxidants, cancer-fighting compounds, and heart-protective flavonoids. And for years, many seniors have sliced them onto salads, tucked them into sandwiches, or added them to their meals thinking they're doing the right thing. But what if this healthy habit is doing the exact opposite? What if that raw onion, so small, so common, is slowly destroying your heart? Here's what most people don't know. Raw onions can have a powerful effect on your blood pressure, especially when eaten in large amounts or on a daily basis. They contain organosulfur compounds that, while beneficial in some ways, also act as natural blood pressure lowering agents. That might sound good until you realize that many seniors are already on prescription medications for high blood pressure or heart rhythm problems. When raw onions are added to the mix, it can lead to a dangerous drop in blood pressure, causing dizziness, weakness, or fainting. In more serious cases, it can lead to irregular heart rhythms or reduced blood flow to vital organs, especially the brain. And it gets more dangerous when you consider that many heart medications like ACE inhibitors, beta blockers, and blood thinners, already alter the way your heart and vessels respond. When raw onions are consumed regularly, they may amplify or interfere with those effects in unpredictable ways. Some patients feel lightheaded and blame it on aging, but what's really happening is their body is reacting to an overcorrection in blood pressure, and the result can be a fall, a stroke, or worse. It's heartbreaking because raw onions carry a reputation for being good for the heart, and they can be, if used carefully and in moderation, especially when cooked. But eating them raw and often without understanding how they interact with medications and aging blood vessels turns this kitchen staple into a quiet threat. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Your body at 70 doesn't process food the way it did at 40. What was once harmless, even helpful, can now work against your medications and put added stress on your already vulnerable cardiovascular system. You deserve to know the truth and to make choices that protect you, not put you at risk. But if raw onions can silently disrupt your medications and lower your blood pressure dangerously, what happens when you eat something that looks perfectly fresh and green, but is actually a breeding ground for bacteria that your aging immune system can no longer fight off? The answer might shock you, and it could be hiding right in your salad bowl. Let's take a closer look next. 5. Raw sprouts, the innocent crunch that's slowly destroying your heart. There's something about raw sprouts, alfalfa, mung bean, radish, that just feels healthy. They're light, green, fresh, and often found topping sandwiches, tossed into salads, or sprinkled on bowls at health-conscious cafes. For seniors trying to eat clean, sprouts seem like a smart, wholesome choice. But beneath that crisp, vibrant appearance lies one of the most overlooked dangers for aging hearts, one that may be silently destroying your health from the inside out. Here's the truth. Raw sprouts are a breeding ground for harmful bacteria, including E. coli, Listeria, and Salmonella. These bacteria flourish in the same warm, humid environments where sprouts grow. And unlike other vegetables, sprouts are rarely cooked, allowing pathogens to slip directly into your body. While younger people may recover from mild foodborne illness, seniors are in a completely different category. As we age, our immune systems weaken, a natural part of aging. This means your body becomes less equipped to fight off infections, and a simple bout of food poisoning can quickly spiral into something deadly. What does this have to do with your heart? More than you might think. Infections from contaminated sprouts can trigger systemic inflammation, fever, and sepsis, all of which place immense strain on your cardiovascular system. Even more alarming is the risk of endocarditis, a potentially fatal infection of the heart's inner lining. I've treated patients in their 70s and 80s who were rushed to the ER after experiencing confusion, rapid heartbeat, and fever, only to discover the source was a contaminated sprout on their sandwich. You might not taste the danger. You might not see it coming. There's no warning label, no foul smell, just a healthy addition to lunch that ends in hospitalization, or worse. And while food safety standards exist, outbreaks linked to raw sprouts still occur across the US every year, many targeting the most vulnerable, the elderly. You've worked too hard for your health to be undone by a handful of greens. If you're craving crunch or freshness, there are safer ways to get it, men. But sprouts in raw form should not be part of the diet for anyone over 60, especially those with heart concerns. And this leads us to a more important question, maybe the one you're asking right now. If so many vegetables come with hidden risks, what's actually safe to eat? What foods can truly support your aging heart, nourish your body, and work in harmony with your medications, not against them? You might be surprised by how healing and delicious the right vegetables can be. Let's explore that next. 6. What to eat instead. Vegetables that truly support your aging heart. After learning how certain vegetables, ones we've trusted for years, may be slowly destroying your heart, the natural question becomes, what can I eat that's actually safe? As a heart doctor, I want to reassure you that you don't need to fear food, but you do need to be selective, especially after 60. Your heart isn't the same as it once was. Its needs are more delicate. The wrong foods can cause inflammation, interfere with medications, or strain your blood vessels. But the right foods, they can do something extraordinary, help your heart heal. Focus on vegetables that are gentle, nutrient-dense, and easy to digest. Steamed carrots and sweet potatoes are naturally sweet, high in potassium, and support stable blood pressure. Lightly sautéed kale or collard greens provide fiber and antioxidants without overwhelming your system like raw greens often do. Roasted beets promote healthy circulation. And legumes, like lentils and green beans, are low in sodium and rich in heart-loving nutrients. These foods don't spike your blood sugar, don't sabotage your meds, and don't hide dangerous bacteria. Instead, they nourish your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and give your heart the calm, steady support it needs. Every meal is a choice, one that either protects your heart or puts it at risk. You don't need trendy diets or superfoods. You need consistency, balance, and a bit of wisdom about how aging changes the way your body responds to food. But knowing what to eat is only part of the solution, because even the healthiest plate won't save your heart if one silent habit done every single day is undoing it all. And it's something most seniors never even think about. Let's talk about that next. A final truth your heart has been waiting to hear. If you've made it this far, it means you care deeply about your health, your future, and your life. And you should, because your heart has been carrying you faithfully for over 6 decades, beating over 2 billion times without ever asking for anything in return. But now, it's asking for something simple: your attention. The vegetables you once trusted, celery, eggplant, corn, raw onions, raw sprouts, may have served you well in your youth. But your body today is not the body you had at 40. It's wiser, yes, but also more sensitive. And that means every bite now carries more weight, more risk, and more opportunity. These foods may look harmless. Some may even carry a heart-healthy label. But when eaten the wrong way or combined with medications, they can become silent saboteurs that slowly destroy your heart, without symptoms, without warning, until it's too late. But it's not too late. The fact that you're reading this means you still have time. Time to adjust, to choose better, to heal. Not by being perfect, but by being consistent. Your next meal can be a turning point. Your next heartbeat can be a new beginning. Don't wait for the scare. Choose protection now. And remember, your heart may be aging, but it still has so much life left to give. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.